Bobby Fazio.
Hello and welcome to the Tuesday Tell-All. This is Driver Interviews with Bobby Fazio. I'm Bobby Fazio, and it's Tuesday, February 13th. Tomorrow's Valentine's Day. Oh boy. All right. Don't be messing up your Valentine's days. All right. Go out and get a gift. You guys know better. But do I know better? That's the question, right? All right. I better get a card or something tomorrow. Some candy. I don't know. I don't ever know what the proper gift is. No matter what I get, it's probably not going to be the right one. But we're not here to talk about Valentine's Day. We're here to talk about drag racing, and there was lots of it this past weekend. What an event that was! Steve Bruce, what's going on? Happy Tuesday! Let's get this party started, right? K-Rod, hey Bobby, finally could make one. Thank you. My dad got a new motor ready to go in the monkey business. That's the D stock automatic 396, right? Rodney Cakel. Tom Maoli's checking in from D7. What's going on, Tom? Jimmy Carter, there he is. Hi, Bobby. Happy Fat Tuesday. Is it Fat Tuesday? Is that what today is? How about that? Yeah, I think it is. I think tomorrow's Ash Wednesday, too, actually. Brian Zenzen. I finally know how to say his name, or I'm saying it properly now. Hi, Brian. How you doing? Good to see you this weekend. Meet you and your lovely gal. Very nice, very nice. Walt Walker, let's go. Happy Tuesday. Walt's a little late tonight. I don't know. He might still be recuperating. Hi, Bobby, listening from Nottingham, United Kingdom. Oh, my goodness. That is awesome. Craig Elliott. Nottingham. I never knew anybody from there. Nottingham. That's like Robin Hood territory, right? With the evil sheriff. Tom Gent, what's going on? Tuning in from Mooresville, North Carolina. Great to see the Gent family this weekend. Nick Ryder's listening. There he is. I need a Holley 850 fuel line with an AN6 inlet. Thanks. Anybody can help out Bruce Fulper? Let him know. Am I going to Orlando? I am not going. I actually thought about trying to get down there for one day, but I don't think that's going to happen. Friday is my day is like my Valentine's Day. That's our day. We're going out on a little date night. And then Saturday, I thought about flying down early in the morning, but the forecast doesn't look too good, and the flights are a little more pricey than I'd like to afford. I can't blow my whole travel budget in the first month. Ray Minnick, the accountant, what's going on? How you doing, Ray? Dennis Chapman, what's going on, Dennis Chapman? Good evening, guys and gals. Good evening, Pete Lanciers from San Diego. Chocolate works for me after 53 years. Yes, all right, Don. Good advice. Thank you. What's up, Darian Houston? What's up, Michael Borst? How you doing? Russ Abrams from Southeast Michigan. Tom Baker's in the house. We got some great news tonight, Tom, don't we? How about that? Pete Ducko. Good to see Pete this weekend down in Bradenton. Chris Chapman from the Great White North. I know I went from putting sunblock on 2 days ago to shoveling snow today. Kind of ridiculous. Chip Minnick. New hip Chip is back. What's up, Chip? Shepherd Tools. How you doing? Thanks for joining us. Appreciate it. Bill Marshall. Thank you very much for the coverage. I hope you guys all enjoyed it. Jim Grissy, what's up? Thanks for the live feeds. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed that. It was fun. A lot of work for sure. Thought it was a great event. Just wish they would have run stock and super stock final rounds before the pros and with the crowd still in the stands. Me too. So do I. Great videos from Bradenton. Thank you, Glenn Briglio, engine builder extraordinaire. Thanks for all the live footage this past weekend. Loved it. Thank you, Jake. Maurice, happy Mardi Gras from Louisiana. Nice. George Wright from the Motor City. How you doing, George Wright? Darian Houston, having an engine would be great Valentine's present for me, but all I got is a broken heart again this year. Oh, man. Start asking Santa Claus for that instead. Louis Gill, what's going on, Louis? How you doing, buddy? All right, man. A lot of people in the house today. Driverinterviews.com is my website. If you want shirts, stickers, if you want the car show stickers, get these for your race car, guys. This is a hot ticket item. I got to order more of them already. Driverinterviews.com is the website. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. We got about 100 or so subscribers over the last weekend, which is pretty cool. We're over 4,100, and I just wanted to keep going until we get to 41,000. At Driver Interviews is the handle, and hashtag the car show for any and all of your Instagram or social media posts, right? If you put a picture up of your race car, your stocker, your super stocker, use hashtag the car show. We're taking it over. All right. That's what it's there for. Anybody that follows it can see pictures of your car. Lupe Tortilla. Can't do this without them. I appreciate all their help. TexMex.com. Don't forget the hyphen. They got a lot of good new margaritas. The latest one's the Blood Orange Margarita, located out of Houston, San Antonio, Austin, or Dallas, Texas. Check in. Send a little love to Lupe Tortilla and tag driver interviews in the process. All right. DragInsights.com. Check out your stats. Check out your opponent's stats. It's 2024. Race season is starting this weekend. Okay. You can't go without a little hard work, effort, and maybe a little advantage over somebody who's not using Drag Insights. Okay. Plenty of uses for it. Check out people's average qualifying positions. Check out their average reaction times. If they're in the same class as you, check out their fastest run. Check out their average run. Okay, see what they run in eliminations versus what they will run in a qualifying session versus what they run in a heads up. Okay, you can see all of this and much, much more on Drag Insights. Okay, so it says last day to lock in price. That's finished now. The new price has taken effect. And there's also going to be a nice makeover for the site too that I was a little I got a little preview of it and it looks really good. It's much more modernized. You get to like add video, add photos of your car, of yourself, sponsor logos. There's a little section for that now. It's going to be really cool. A lot easier to navigate, I think, in my opinion. So I'm looking forward to it. But that's draginsights.com. Hit the register button. At least get a free account. If you want to step up to the premium, that's $79 a year. And contingency eligible. If you are a win or runner-up finish, you will get a year or 6 months of free membership. All right, premium membership, that is. Excuse me. All right, so draginsights.com. Insure your race cars, people. It's 2024. The prices of everything have skyrocketed, and it's very expensive to replace any part of our race cars anymore, right? So if you got a little body damage, you got a little issue on the road, in the trailer, in the pits, okay, Don Kennedy Race Car Insurance can help you out. 602-284-6240 or 1donkennedy@gmail.com. The policies are written through Haggerty Insurance. Can't afford not to. Kenwood Welding and Metallizing. Tom Baker in the house. He's making some suspension components pretty soon, guys, that we'll be talking about. But he's also sponsoring a new series that we have in Division 1 called the what's it called? The MASSS, right? MASS. Mid-Atlantic Stock Super Stock Association. I just made that up. Massa? Maybe we'll go with that. I don't know. We got to come up with something. It's Mass and it's on Sunday. We'll just call it Sunday Mass from now on. All right, Tom Baker. That's all thanks to him and a couple other sponsors. We'll get into more of that later, but thank you, Tom Baker. Fuel Factor X. Increase your fuel mileage. Gas or diesel engines, motorhome especially. That's what I use it in. The link's in the show notes there if you want to check it out and read about it. Put a foil pack in the tank, put the gas in after it, and keep driving. And watch as you get better gas mileage now. I've been keeping a logbook. I'm really going to keep a logbook. Ever since I started using it, I haven't taken any long trips with the motorhome. They were mostly short trips because I started using it at the end of last season, and I only went to Maple Grove, which is like 40 miles from my house. But I'm going to go to Gainesville, so I'm really going to document all the gas mileage on the way to Gainesville and see how much this product is helping me out, and I'll let you guys know my results. PontiacEngines.com. Bruce Fulper in the house, founder of that 428 cubic inch Pontiac combo in super stock that's severely underfactored. Did I say that out loud? No, I didn't. But that's thanks to Bruce Fulper. All right, PontiacEngines.com. That's rock and roll engineering. CP Carrillo Pistons. Rick Pennington. That's our Pennington at CP-Carrillo.com, who stepped up in a big way for Russell Gent this past weekend. So we like to thank CP Carrillo for helping out the Gent family and allowing them to make it to the race out there in Bradenton. All right, guys, let's get to it. We got more comments flying in, and then we're going to talk about the big race that just happened. Mark Young. Yes, I know that one popped up again. I wish the finals were before the pros also, but there was some reasons why that didn't happen. Fine job. Thank you very much, Lou Alonza, Mr. Plymouth over there. Thanks for the coverage. I appreciate that. Darian Houston, good job at Bradenton. Thank you very much. Rory McNeil, thank you, thank you, thank you. And Darcy Clark from all the way over near Edmonton, Alberta, a part of the globe I've never been to. Darcy Clark, how you doing? Thanks, Darcy. Appreciate you watching the content. Keep them cars. Get the twins out. Hope to see them this year and hope you're feeling better. All right, guys. So a couple announcements first. Well, the season starts this weekend in Orlando, February 16th and 17th, Division 2. Okay, that's Orlando Speed World. I've never been there, and I kind of wanted to get there this weekend. The forecast just kind of turned me off, Saturday, Friday looks great. So they're going to qualify on Friday. They may even run some eliminations on Friday. Don't know yet. To be announced. And then eliminations continue all day Saturday. It's not a horrible forecast. It says like 50 to 60% chance of rain. So it's not like it's 100% chance of thunderstorms. They might be able to get that race in without a problem on Saturday. So, I mean, don't let that steer you from going. If I was racing in it and plans to race in it, I'd still be going. I was just going to think about flying down there for the day on Saturday. So I don't think I can. The flights are a lot more expensive than I thought they would be, because usually I can fly to Orlando for like $50, and right now it's like $250 each way. So I can't do it. Big news out of Division 1. So anybody that wants to go to that, anybody that likes hashtag the car show, anybody in Florida wants to see more of what they saw this past weekend in Bradenton, go to Orlando Speed World this weekend, Friday and Saturday. You can see a lot more wheelies, a lot more classic muscle cars screaming down the track. All right. Stock and super stock will be present at Orlando Speed World on Friday and Saturday this weekend. All right. Cecil County Dragway has been kind enough, and throughout the hard work of Rob Keister, who has the Mid Atlantic Super Gas and Super Comp Association, is the .90 association that he runs. We've kind of like teamed up with him and are putting together, since our East Coast Stock Super Stock Association that was run by Dave Lay for many, many years is done after last year. ATCO closed. Dave Lay figured, that's enough. He's done with it. We didn't really have a place to race. Now we have a place to have an association race. So let me get the overlay out of here for a second, and Walt Walker's going to remind me to put it back on as soon as we finish reading this flyer. But May 18th and 19th, 2 races. August 3rd and August 4th, 2 more races. We got 4 total races. Entry fee, $100. Yes, you read that correctly. $100. That's total. That's including tech card fee, whatever you want to call it. 100. Come in the gate with a $100 bill and enough fuel to run your race car, and you are good to go. And you're racing for $2,500, right? What a payout. The sponsors stepped up in a nice big way. Hoops, Fire Prevention, that is Jeff Eastburn and Josh Eastburn. Thank you guys very much. Kenwood Welding and Metallizing, you all know him. That's Tom Baker with the Trip and Fish CUDA. And driver interviews with Bobby Fazio. That's me. Oaks Landscaping, that's Shane Oaks. This is going to be a great little series. I think we're going to pull from Virginia. We can get some D2 cars there. We can get New Jersey. We can get Pennsylvania. We can get some from Ohio, even West Virginia. So I think Cecil County is a pretty good location for this. Not to mention, it's like the fastest track in the country. If you want to see how fast your car can go, this is a great place to do it. So just want to let you guys know, there is a Division 1 Lucas Oil drag racing series points race the weekend before on May 11th and 12th, or 10th and 11th. I forget. It's Friday and Saturday because Sunday's Mother's Day. You can leave your stuff there at the track all week. Go home, enjoy Mother's Day, enjoy your week, come back and race in this Super Stock Association race. 2 races. Okay, so you are more than welcome to leave your stuff at Cecil County. No reason to lug it all home if you don't have to. Okay, gas is expensive enough as it is. But this looks to be a great series. Thank you very much, Rob Keister, for doing this, and Jim Halsey at Cecil County Dragway, and a gentleman named Chad, who I think came up with this flyer. I don't know his last name, but we appreciate all of this hard work and effort that's going into this. And more on this as we get closer to it, because there might be some more sponsors popping up as the race gets closer. We're still a couple months away. All right, I remembered to put the overlay back up. See, I'm not as dumb as I look. All right, Mark Sargenti, what's going on, Mark? I'm getting excited for Gainesville. If my car was with me in Ohio, I'd definitely go. Yes, think about it. Think about it. Amazing job. Thank you very much, Billy Ryder. I appreciate it. Sounds like a great program. Awesome. Yes, man. Appreciate it. Thanks, Brian. Brian, I wish you were going to be around. Brian's going to be deployed, though, so he won't be around for this racing season, but we all wish him well. Be safe wherever they send you, okay? Brian Zenson's got a stock and super stock car. Young guy, and we were hoping to see him out there this year, but he's got to serve his country. So I hope you're safe, and I hope they make it worth your while. I hope you come back with a nice chunk of money in your bank account, right? Thank you, Mark Howes. Appreciate it. All right, and then 2 more announcements. The Gator Nationals, the Fan Fest, which is Wednesday before the Gator Nationals, that would be Wednesday, March 6th. That's at Bernie Speed Shop. That's Josh Hart's business. Really awesome event last year. They are kind enough to let me put my stock Eliminator car, Mark Sargenti's stock Eliminator car, on display at that event. So I'll be handing out flyers and talking to people, educating them on stock and super stock drag racing. So I think this is a big opportunity for me. If anybody's racing in that event or is planning on going to the Gator Nationals and you are close enough to Ocala, Florida, because that's where this is, stop by. It's free. There's live music, food trucks, autograph sessions. You can meet a lot of drivers, and you can see all the cars that Josh Hart restores. Like, his business is restoring a lot of classic cars, which is why when I sent them pictures of Mark's Mustang and showed them that this is like a classic car drag racing class, they were excited. They said, that car is gorgeous. We want it on display and we want a front row spot. So the thing starts at like 6 o'clock. What time can you get there so we can get you a good VIP preferred spot? So sounds like they're receptive to it. Maybe we can get a couple more cars in. I don't know. I would like to ask, but I haven't asked them just yet. Wednesday, March 6th in Ocala, Florida, Bernie Speed Shop. Hope to see you guys there. All right. There's a $10,000 to win stock super stock race in Las Vegas on March 15th and 16th. That is put on by Mark Kirby and Phil Mandela Race Cars. $10,000 to win, $350 to enter. That includes a car, driver, and pit parking. You can register today at matslv.com. Go on that website and check it out. Sounds like it was a great event last year. And lastly, we have the Class Racer Nationals in New Media. I don't want you guys to forget about this. This is a long ways away, July 24th, but it's the same week as our divisional and national open. So you get 3 races in one weekend out at New Media Dragway. Beautiful, beautiful facility. Like I say, every time I'm there, it kind of like reminds me of being in Italy. You can see out the farms and the hills out beyond the track. Just a really nice scenic track with a really good snack bar, by the way, and run by the Domino family, which is really cool. They pay out cash. They're nice people there. I enjoy going to that track. All right. So that's in New Media, Pennsylvania. Check that out. July 24th, $5,000 to win there, $1,000 to runner up. And there's bonus races going on. That's put on by Kenny Mealy and Timothy Fletcher. All right. Mark Howes, what's with that? 455 Poncho getting welfare. 1.3 unders, not fast enough in E-Stock automatic. Oh, boy. Yep. What's the deal on the National Open Series schedule? Can't seem to find any information on the series for 2024. There is a D1 National Open schedule now posted. If you go to NHRADIV1.com, the MicroStrategies National Open schedule is posted there, Darian, if you want to run Division 1. I know you're more out of Division 2. I don't know where their National Open schedule is. NHRA needs to stop keeping National Opens the best-kept secret in drag racing. They need to be a little bit easier to find out about, easier to find results for, what have you. Great meeting you, and your dad missed hooking up with Walt, though. Oh, man. Yeah, I know. Walt would disappear for hours at a time at this race. But he's a popular guy. He's got a lot of people to talk to. A lot of kissing babies and shaking hands, All right, let's get into the race, shall we? Hold on. Let me fuel up. All right, little coffee, little water, just so I can be wide awake at 11:30 at night when I'm trying to go to bed. Okay, Bradenton, Florida. This was the Skag Pro Shootout, sponsored by Johnson's Horsepowered Garage. Okay, the pros were there racing for $250,000 in Top Fuel, $250 in Funny Car, $150 in Pro Stock, and then $30,000 in Stock, $30,000 in Super Stock. It was invitation only, 32 cars in each category. All right, now everybody keeps asking me what I thought of this race. Now, I streamed it as best I could, round by round. I got every single round of eliminations. Pretty sure I did. Every single round of eliminations for stock and for super stock on my Facebook page. So if you are trying to find video of the rounds of eliminations from this race, go on my Facebook page. It's on there somewhere. You'll find it at Driver Interviews. Okay. On top of that, I did lanes walks and just interviews in the lanes, starting line action, mid-track action, just random miscellaneous videos. And they are on my YouTube channel. Okay, so live round by round eliminations, Facebook page. Interviews and cool shots, long videos. I've got like 50 minutes of content, YouTube channel. Got it? All right, check them both out. Subscribe and follow both of them. The question I've been getting asked the most, what I thought of it. Well, there are pros and cons. First of all, let's start with the pros, okay? Biggest crowd I've ever seen watching stock and super stock, okay? Lots of eyes watching wheelies, classic cars going down the track. Can't ask for more. Loved it. Loved it. You got 4 qualifying sessions between Thursday and Friday, okay? Right off the bat, there were complaints because due to some scheduling issues, they started, they were giving the pros free test session, okay? And then the race started at 2 o'clock on Thursday. The event started. Stock and super stock were getting their qualifying sessions on Thursday. They were supposed to get 2 of them. Super stock was in the lanes for their second one and got sent back. I think it was because the top sportsman car crashed. They then said they weren't going to get that session until the next day, but they changed it and said, we're going to give it to you tonight. So they got it late night on Thursday night. Q1 and Q2 for stock went off without a hitch. Q1 for super stock went off without a hitch. Q2 was later at night, Thursday night. I didn't stick around for it. We were hungry, tired. We left. We weren't sure they were getting it. All right. So people were kind of upset about that. All right. The next day, Friday, Q3, Q4 for stock went off without a hitch. Q3 and Q4 for super stock did not. Again, okay, they got sent back again. They were in the lanes. This is 2 times during this weekend. Super stock was in the lanes and got sent back. So that kind of ruffled some feathers. People were upset about that. And then starting to compare us, the same treatment we get at NHRA events and blah, blah, blah. And, it's, I felt bad for the super stockers. I really did. I know that's frustrating and to have to drive back 2 times, but I didn't want to start that whole poor treatment thing because you were going to get 4 qualifying sessions. They never once said you weren't getting them, and you were part of this big show that they invited us to. Okay, so I didn't want to start going down that road of poor treatment and all that crap. Okay, they got their 4 sessions, and that was that. But that was one of the negatives. I said I was going to start with the positives. Weather was perfect. Couldn't ask for any kind of better weather than we got. Like I said, the crowd was huge. Like I said, payout was very good, right? It was $1,000 to enter and 30 grand to win, but we all kind of knew splits were going to take effect by like 3rd and 4th round, which they did. So I think the winner, I heard in both categories, may have gotten 15 grand. I don't know what the runner-up got, and I don't know. I think semifinalists each got 1,000, maybe something like that, or quarterfinalists each got 1,000. So, whatever, that was to be expected. A big pro, in my opinion, was when I was filming. So I filmed round 1 and Thursday had a pretty decent crowd for a Thursday. I was surprised. Friday had a big crowd for a Friday. I was surprised. Saturday eliminations, right? For stock and super, for everything. Okay. Saturday crowd, huge, right? I filmed first round of stock from the starting line. I filmed first round of super stock from the stands. Okay. Then the pros ran. Stands absolutely packed. Absolutely packed. So I figured, okay, based on what everybody tells me and everything, as soon as the pros are done running their first round, the stands are going to clear out because nobody watches stock and super stock, right? Let's be honest. That's all I keep hearing. So I figured I'll get a seat in the stands when the pros are done, and I'll film stock and super stock round 2. All right, pros are done running. Nobody leaves the stands. Okay, maybe they just don't know. Maybe they think Top Fuel's coming right back around the corner. I don't know. Well, here comes Stock Eliminator. Okay, some classic muscle cars come up, and boom, they go down the track. Now I'm thinking, all right, these people realize that this isn't the pros anymore. You can go out now. You can go get your hot dog and go to the bathroom. Nope, they don't go anywhere. All right, we're 3/4 of the way through stock. They never moved. I had to film from the fence on the track right there. Okay, stock's done. Top Sportsman comes out. Nobody leaves. Top Sportsman done. Super stock comes out. Nobody leaves. The stands stayed packed for stock and super stock and Top Sportsman. To be fair, right? That was amazing. I'm in the stands. I handed out all the flyers that I had that explained stock and super stock, which was cool. People were receptive to them. I was handing them out to people. I went into the line, to the concession stand, came back and saw people still reading the flyers. And I could hear them asking questions amongst themselves. Like, I don't get it. How could this car, because the one example I use is a 65 Mustang stock Eliminator that's 289, 225 horse, rated at 207. And they're wondering, I could hear them like, how's it only making 207 horsepower, or does it have to make 207 horsepower? And how's the index in M stock automatic 1285 when a stock Mustang, a 65 Mustang, can't go that fast anyway? So I ran right over there and kind of gave them the ins and outs of it and what the horsepower rating means and weight breaks and how the index is calculated and how you can get your car to go, well, Mark's car and the car that I drive, we can go 12 O's with it. So I explained all that to them. So they were interested and it was cool. So then when I'm filming Super Stock, I'm educating a husband and wife behind me on the classes, and they were really taking a liking to it. And so every time a car did a wheelie off the starting line, you probably heard this if you watch Super Stock Round 2 on my Facebook page. You hear this nice lady every time these cars do a wheelie. You just hear her go, "Woo!" So it's pretty much in every time you see a wheelie, you'll hear her do that. So yes, there is an interest in stock and super stock, and I don't know how there couldn't be, because we're the only classes doing cool wheelies like that. And once you explain the concept of the bracket race and first to the finish line wins without going quicker than the dial in, people were understanding it more. So that was great. That was one of the pros for sure. Other than that, I mean, good event, good weather. It was just a great opportunity for us. As far as the cons go, well, I know there were a lot of complaints about Flow Racing not streaming the event, not streaming stock and super stock, especially on day one. So to address that a little bit, I actually mustered up the courage to ask Drag Illustrated and a couple people, can I stream stock and super stock? It starts at 2, and you're saying flow stream doesn't start till 5. Can I stream stock and super stock, and I will cut my stream at 5, and then the pro show will go on. I will not step on the toes of Flow Racing. I know it's a very professional production they got. Basically, what I was going to do was stick the camera in the tower window, and it was just going to shoot a shot of the whole track, and you were just going to have to rely on starting line video, and you wouldn't be able to see the boards down at the finish line. You were just going to hear what the announcer said. That's all we were really going to have. Courtney Enders actually lobbied for me for that. She got, after I asked person number 1, who asked person number 2, somehow, I think I gave one of them my business card. Courtney Enders got it, and I got a random call from a Houston, Texas phone number that I didn't answer because I don't answer numbers that I don't know. And then I got a text message right away that said, hey, this is Courtney Enders. I want to know if you want to stream that and blah, blah, blah. Give me a call back. So I called her back, and she basically said, go ahead, stream what you want. Shut it off at 5 o'clock if you would. Please tag us in it, the pro showdown, put a title that kind of says what this is, and I will share it. Courtney Enders says, I will share it on my social media. So this was going to be a great opportunity for me personally, for my YouTube channel, and for stock and super stock, especially because it was going to be streamed. And for all the people that paid for Flow stream that weren't going to get their fill of stock and super stock, it was going to solve a couple problems here. So I went up in the tower, I started setting it up, and then about 15 minutes later, she calls back and says, I'm sorry, you can't do it. I got vetoed. They won't let you do it. So that's what happened there. Okay. That was disappointing. I don't know how the coverage went the rest of the weekend for stock and super stock. I guess the stream didn't miss anymore, but I know it didn't really get anything on Thursday qualifying. All right. Another con, I would say, and this is just my personal preference, I don't know how the actual stock and super stock drivers felt about it, but they were pitted way, way down in the back on we'll say the left side of the track. The pros, the concert stage, the entertainment, the midway, and all of that stuff was on the right side of the track. Stock and super stock and top sportsman was on the left side of the track, but most of the stock and super stockers were way down. So you would have to drive. If you walked it, it was a hike. I mean, a literal at the very least, a half a mile, maybe more. Okay, to get to where stock and super stock was pitted down there. So that was kind of far away. That was disappointing to me because I wanted us to be near the pros. I wanted us to be near all that foot traffic. It was such a huge crowd, but nobody in their right mind from of spectators was going to walk to the other side of the track and walk all the way down to where they were. Okay, that was not to be expected. It wasn't going to happen. I was hoping we were going to be closer. I was hoping I could set up a little stand at somebody's pit and hand out flyers and talk to people, but it wasn't going to happen at this event. So that was one of the cons for me, in my opinion. I don't know how the drivers felt about it, but I do think, and this is a problem at Indy, in my opinion, I do think it's unsafe for stockers and super stockers to be pitted really, really far away. And you may be saying, what the hell are you talking about? Why would that be unsafe? Well, here's why. Because a lot of stock and super stock racers don't want their cars to get too hot. When you have to drive that far to get up to the starting line, and mind you, on day 3, Saturday, the last 3 rounds were run pretty close together, pretty quickly. A lot of cars are firing up, gunning it a little bit, shutting it off, and coasting as long as they can. Firing it up, gunning it, coasting as long as they can. Well, as you got closer to the starting line, there were lots and lots more spectators walking around. There's lots of people that can't hear a race car coming up behind them. And, you don't have a horn in a race car, so you can't really do anything. You can like shout out the window and say heads up or something. But I just don't think that's safe. And it happened to me. I was driving my rental car and I look in the rear view and I see Paula Cotton coming at me in the rear view mirror. And I was like, oh crap. And I hurried and got out of her way. But if I didn't just for some reason just look in that rear view, I would have never heard her. Poor Paula would have had to stop, and I would have been the reason for it. She would have had to fire back up and drive and start it all over again. So I think for safety's sake, cars that, have to run, radiators, racing gasoline, have blocks filled, all that stuff, maybe you try to pit them a little closer, and maybe the cars that run on alcohol that can run all day without overheating, you can pit them a little further away. But let me know what you guys think about that. All right, let's see. Round of applause to Monty Bogan Jr. What a guy. Yes, that place was struggling for cell service, way bogged down. I know Verizon was struggling because that's what my dad has, and he was not getting too much service. Top Sportsman got 50 grand. That's nice. Yep. Bob Tasca did run 341 miles an hour. That was amazing. The race needed wind lights and time slips. Yes, that was one of the other cons. Now, we saw the scoreboards light up. We knew who won as spectators, but the drivers didn't. And they had to go on their apps to find out if they won. That was pretty amazing. There were no time slips and no wind lights. How about that? Anyways, what was I going to say? Yeah, Verizon struggled. I got Mint Mobile. Yep, Mint Mobile. Ryan Reynolds talked me into it. I'm paying like $30 a month, I think. And I was doing good down there. It uses T-Mobile towers. So if you're interested, I don't know if there's any referral bonuses or not, but Mint Mobile's it's been working great for me. Mark Kirby, just to be clear, the Vegas combo backed by PMR and it's backed by PMR and Phil Painter. The only contribution I make is to feed the kitty by going out in the early. All right. So Mark Kirby, I'm sorry. I thought you were part of it, but that's Phil Mandela. All right. And this is not Phil Mandela. This is Casey Miles right here. Casey Miles, what's going on? Good evening. I did not buy Flow since they were not showing Sportsman early in the weekend. Yes. Brian Zenzen, I walked that about 5 times on Friday. Got my steps in. They were parked down in the Freedom Factory. Yes. Okay, that's what it's called. I was able to watch Flow for most of Saturday. Their video coverage was excellent of what they did show. It did look very, very professional. Hello, wifey. How you doing? She's at work chiming in. Love you. Valentine's Day tomorrow. Clark Dukas. There. Okay. Jeremy Duncan. Thoughts on random drawing? Yes, we're getting to that next. Yafo is a very valid point. Quietness of all things being a hazard at a very noisy event. How ironic. Right? All right. Where am I? The chip draw. The chip draw. Thoughts on the chip draw. Great for suspense and drama in the pro categories. I think it's awesome, right? No clue who's going to race who. They made a big deal out of it. They had it at the concert stage over there. The chip draw. That's fantastic. As for the stock and super stock, and I guess top sports. As for the sportsman categories, not a fan of it. I don't think it was necessary. I think it kind of wasted more time than it was worth. We all gathered up there on Saturday morning. Everybody was trying to get up there, and they had to write everybody's names on chips, put them in the Crown Royal bag. Courtney Enders drew them out of the bag, and that's how it all went down. And then everybody had to go back to their pit spots, which were half a mile away, get their cars, and bring them back up. Now, I don't think the drivers were present for the chip draws in the remaining rounds, but I don't know, just for the sake of ease, just let's qualify. We had a qualifying order, and let's just run off of a ladder and call it a day. I do wish heads ups were part of it. Just my opinion, because there would have been two of them in the first round of stock alone. There was a D stock automatic pair that went out, Monty and the Hurst Olds, and I stock automatic. That was Paula Cotton, and can't remember who the other I car was, but I do remember two heads ups would have been in the first round there. So it would have been cool. Easy to understand for the crowd, right? We all love heads ups. There was lots of downtime during this race that I just didn't understand why. There would be like an hour at a time where not one thing went down the track, where I don't think they were like doing track prep. I just don't know what they were doing. So in my opinion, if that's I don't know why that was. I have no clue. The announcers got to kick in and do something to entertain people. You got to at least start rattling off sponsors, tell me some jokes, do something, because I don't understand what's going on here. Why isn't anything going down the track? So that was an issue to me. Like, I didn't understand why that was. And there was a long delay Saturday night before the final, and that's why the pros ran first, and then the sportsman ran after the pros, and the stands kind of cleared out after that. And you know what? I was ready to clear out. I didn't even feel like sticking around for it. Like, it was such a long day, and it was taking so long to run that final. I was ready to just go home with the crowd. We were all tired. We were all done. Why is this taking so long to run? I don't know. Anyways, those are my pros and cons right there. Courtney Enders she apologized for Flow Racing. Like, she wanted Sportsman to be broadcast, but it was beyond her control. She was kind of apologizing to me, and she really didn't have to. Flow Racing probably needs to apologize to everybody that paid the $30-something for their stream. That would be more valid than apologizing to me. I didn't pay for a stream, so I'm all right. But I want you to know that Courtney Enders isn't to blame for this. I don't know who runs FlowStream, but I guess it just wasn't in their plans to start the show early. All right, let's get to the results here. Sorry. So stock eliminators, what we're going to start with first. $30,000 winner take all, but I'm sure there was some splits. Monty Bogan, D-Stock Automatic 67 Camaro, got the win over Michael Brand in the factory stock A 2013 Cobra Jet. Supercharged Cobra Jet. That thing is fast, man. So Monty Bogan dials a 1071. It's a 004 light, runs 1071 with a 5. 9,000 package, right? Michael Brand dials 867. Cuts an 018 light, and he's locked out. Like, that's just mean, right? 018 light, and you're locked out of the race. Runs an 866.3 on an 867, breaks out by 7,000. He's going 156 miles an hour. Monty Bogan's going 119. They had to sit there for an extra half an hour, wait for all these pros to run, sitting there right at the turn, kind of strapped in their cars. And despite that, Monty Bogan still cuts 004. Michael Brand still 018, and Monty Bogan dead on with a 5. Just amazing. That is talent right there. And I mean, talk about talent. Monty Bogan's worst light was an 020. He was 012 in the first round, 020 in the second round, 017 third round, 017 fourth round, 004 in the final. Sickening, right? His lucky round, I'd have to say, was the semifinal. His carburetor malfunctioned right on the launch, and Brett Candies went red to him. So that was Monty's lucky one, and he made everybody else pay after that. So congratulations, Monty Bogan. What a win. And a cool interview, by the way. If you haven't seen it yet, it's up on my Facebook page and on, I think, YouTube. Both of them. How about the top 3 qualifiers, though, for stock eliminator? Number 1 qualifier is Jason Line. Yes, that Jason Line. In a B stock automatic 1970 Buick GS. 994.3 on an 1125 index. That's 130 under the index. Cody Hearn was a number 2 qualifier in a 2014 Mustang. He was 127 under the index. Tyler Castle, 2015 Copo, factory stock E, and he was 125 under the index. Moving into super stock. All right, we had Jeff Atkinson versus Matt Daddis. I think that's how you say his last name, right? So Matt Daddis was enlisted to drive Bo Butner's Cobra Jet about 20 minutes before qualifying session number 1 because Bo Butner just had way too much stuff going on. So Matt Daddis gets hired to drive the car, factory Super Stock K, 2012 Cobra Jet. Squares off in the final round against Jeff Atkinson, factory Super Stock F, 2015 Copo. How about this? Matt Daddis, 0-14 on the tree, dials 953, runs 953 with a 2 at 136 miles an hour, putting up a 16th thou package in the final round. These final rounds were killer, weren't they? Jeff Atkinson dials 928, cuts an 039 light, and he's locked out of the race. Runs a 929 at 132 miles an hour. He dumped it at the end. Couldn't get there, and probably was hoping Matt Daddis was on a breakout run, which he almost was, but just not quite. So Matt Daddis, if you watch his interview, he had a lucky one first round. He was 064 on the tree. And you know why? He said, I was nervous. I saw all those people in the stands. The crowd was packed. I never raced in front of that many people before. So his is a pretty funny interview. He's 064 first round, 045 second round, 033 third round. He had a couple red light victories. And then in that 033 in that third round, he won by 1 thou. That was a close one there. After that, he was reeled in. He was programmed. 0-12 in the semifinal, 0-14 in the final, as you know. So congratulations, Matt Daddis, on the big win. Yes, there were splits in both categories. I know somebody just asked that. Where was that? I don't know. I'll get to the comments in a second. Top 3 qualifiers in Superstock. How about this? All 3 cars Superstock J automatic, right? Man, heads up runs would have been fun. Troy Huntsberry, Superstock J automatic, number 1 qualifier. That's an 87 Camaro, ran a 955.2 on an 11 flat index. That's 144.8 under the index. How about that? And then number 2 qualifier, Superstock J automatic, Lincoln Moorhead. That's an 89 Camaro. I don't know what the difference is. I know people smarter than me that are probably watching this right now can tell me the difference between the 87 Camaro and the 89 Camaro in Superstock, what the engine combos are. But Lincoln Moorhead qualified with a 960 with a 1 on an 11 flat. That's a 139.9 under the index. Imagine going 139.9 under the index and not being number 1 qualifier. Amazing. By the way, I have a little minor interview with Lincoln Moorhead and some in-car camera footage on the last video I posted on YouTube, so check it out. Number 3 qualifier was Superstock J automatic, Russell Gent in the 94 Camaro, and he ran a 977.1 on an 11 flat index. That's 122.9 under the index. So 3 Chevys taking up 3 top spots in the qualifying order there. All 3 of them Superstock J automatic. How about that? All right, let's get to some comments here. Brian Warner, the faster car weighed a little less. What is the difference between the 87 and the 89? Is there, what are these engine combos? I would assume they're both 350s, advertised at what and rated at what? If somebody knows that, please let me know. There should be a water cooling plug-and-play station for us to use near the lanes, right? Yeah, there would be a huge line for it. You think there's going to be 32 of them? Oh my God! Now I really regret not stopping at that Waffle House. So the food was, yeah. The breakfast was decent. We didn't get breakfast that night. I was not a fan. Round 1 of Superstock finished at 11 o'clock. Then Pro Stock didn't come out until 12:45. A lot of downtime in between right there. Yeah, Pete. Why was that? I didn't get that. As it confirmed that splits were supported and paid proportionally by Flow. I don't think, by Flow. I just think it's a gentleman's agreement in the lanes, and that's it. Unless there's something else that goes on with that. I don't know. But every split I've ever been involved in, you just kind of, you tell the lanes official and they wire into the tower, unless it's like an association race. Whoever's doing the association and handing out the cash, we just tell that person. Monty Bogan Jr., there he is. Congrats, Monty Bogan. funny guy. Randy Lynn said he'll have a beer in his hand within 5 minutes of that race. And I said he had one in his hand within a minute and 30 after that race. I have to compliment the track on setting up the big screen with the live view on it. It had the reaction times and dials of each sportsman around it. That was very cool to see. 89 Camaro is probably EFI. 87, I'm not sure if that's carb or EFI. No difference. 230, 282. Okay, that's what we're getting with that. But then this one's saying dish, piston versus flat, little different factor. All right, I'm gonna have to go in the guide and check it out. Mike Cotton was driving for an old guy. Mike Cotton was driving very well. Absolutely. No sound because I'm in a loud environment. I'll watch later. Just dropped in to say great coverage as always, Bobby. We appreciate it. That's Billy Carroll. Billy Carroll is the man at Edelbrock. He pays all the contingency payments, and he is basically, one of the best at it. It's one of the quickest payments you get, and that's Edelbrock, that's Comp Cams, that's Fast, EFI, among other brands. So thank you, Billy Carroll, for doing that, and thanks for chiming in. Both were Dish Motors. All right, thanks, Brian. All right, so there's a lot of opinions on this 87 versus 89 Camaro. So we're gonna have to go into the guidebook or a Nitro Joe book and find out what the deal is with those. Okay. There was something else I wanted to say here, and now I don't remember what it was, and that's usually what happens with me, right? But I'm getting older. That's the big thing NHRA does well, the entertainment during that downtime. They were shooting shirts into the stands and stuff like that at this race, but like Pete Ducko just said, Superstock round 1 ended at 11 o'clock, and Pro Stock didn't come out to 12:45. It was literally an hour and 45 minutes of what's going on here. So just kind of different. Yep. So it was just a bracket race. Yes, it was just a bracket race in stock and super stock. Yep. Kenny Anderson was the other I car. Thank you, Pete. When Bradenton had points races, stock and super stock were parked on the west side of the track, down by the finish line. Yep. On the left side, they had motorhomes that rented out a spot to watch from, so that took up a lot of spaces where cars could have been parked. But Skag is out to make the money. Yeah, that's true. It did cost $1,000, I think, to park your motorhome at this event. So yeah, that's true. And I did see somebody asking if racers had to pay to park their motorhomes, and no, that is not true. I saw people trying to find things to complain about that weren't even at this race. People 1,000 miles away from this race were trying to find things to complain about at this race, and that just drives me up a wall. Okay, so somebody's like, I heard. I hate the people that always comment on forums and everything always starts with I heard that, and it's like totally not even true. Well, one of the I heards was that racers with RVs had to pay an extra $1,000. No, not true at all. Racers were actually given 4 credentials, four crew passes, okay, and 1 parking pass for every car they had. So if you had like let's say Mike and Paula Cotton, they would have had 12 crew passes and 3 parking passes. So that is very generous of the Drag Illustrated and Wes Buck and whoever ran this race here, because it helped me, my dad, and my 2 friends out, because that's how we got in. Thank you very much, Steve Foley. Appreciate it. Thank you very much, Russell Gant. Appreciate it. And I was able to drive the rental car in the place and park up against the fence. I was parked basically around the 8th mile. So it worked out great for me. And that saved me $130 times 4. So yeah, wonderful thing. Walt Walker. Yeah. Okay. All right. What was I going to say? Trying to remind me of something. Yes. Could have been a free entry for the 30K, and there would still be someone to complain about it. Yes, you are absolutely right, Morgan Taylor. Right? I'm telling you. Morgan Taylor's car stands up nicely and lands nicely. That Nova is nice. The pro race was amazing for a first try an event like this. It absolutely was. I'm sure people are going to say, I gave you all my pros and cons. I think it was a very, very positive event, by the way. But there's some things that'll probably get tweaked. I mean, that's the way things work. Yeah, that guy probably, but we don't want to give him any time of day. But thanks, Brian. I don't know. I've never watched one before. That's my first time. I never heard of Flow Racing until this event came out, but that's me, and I don't pay attention to a whole lot of things other than what we do. So that's just that's how I roll, right? Um, yeah, he is, but we don't want to. I shouldn't even. I don't even want that name to pop up. We don't give any publicity to people like that. How did they decide who would attend the race car and driver? I have no idea. Um, if you got an invite, you got an invite. You're welcome, Morgan Taylor. Thank you. Um, Bad beat. Both ran dead on zero. Oh, I don't remember who it was against, but I'm sure there's video of it because I posted it. Read the Bobby Bennett piece on Competition Plus on the race so we can see what he has to say about it also. But overall, I was very excited about it. I think it was a great change of pace. I don't know how NHRA feels about it. Some people, we like to think NHRA paid attention to it and maybe took the positives from it and could implement some of the positive things from it at their event. And then, you know, I got to think that NHRA people are wondering if this is going to affect the Gator Nationals. Do you think people got their fix of nitro at this event that they may not have to attend the Gator Nationals this year? I don't think so. I think the Gator Nationals and the Nationals at Maple Grove are the two most attended nationals on the tour. From what I've seen, I've been to a lot of different tracks and been to a lot of nationals, and I gotta say that Gator Nationals crowd is huge every year. I don't know if this will affect it or not, but I know some more people are going to go because I've asked people at that race, "Will you be at the Gator Nationals?" And they said yes. And then of course I told them, "Well, Stock and Superstock will be there also." But that's a good question. I don't think it's going to affect it. I think the Gator Nationals has its loyal audience. It's a historic race, and I do think people are still going to go to it. I also think that NHRA knows this as far as the racers go. And I got to think that pro sponsors probably require their racers to be at these NHRA events that are broadcast on Fox Sports. It's probably a requirement. So I don't know. I do think the ball is still kind of in NHRA's court on that one. And I mean, as you know, the sportsman entry list filled up in 3 minutes. So they know they got us. So I don't think it's going to affect the Gator Nationals. I do hope that they took some positives from that event. I do hope that they would start trying to find ways to raise the payout for all of us. But if you watch the Bill Bader episode from last week, he kind of explains that they realistically can't raise the payout. I mean, he doesn't think that the money's coming in, flying in as abundantly as most of us think it is. All right. So if you hadn't caught that episode, watch that one from last week. It got a lot of positive reviews. A lot of people telling me down in Florida that they watched it and they really liked it. And Bill Bader himself actually texted me a couple times and said he was getting a lot of positive feedback on it. And at least 10 racers that watched it reached out to him because he gave out his cell phone number on it, which I thought was very admirable. So that was a success. I'm going to say that was a success. All right. It was an awesome race. Such an awesome environment they had going. Absolutely. Yep. And hello, Ennett Morris. Thanks for tuning in, buddy. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. All right, guys. I think that's about it. I don't know if I forgot anything else, but I won't see you, but good luck in Orlando. Safe travels. Anybody that's going there. D2 gets to start it out. Whoever wins the race this weekend in Stock and Superstock gets to be number one in the world for at least a week until the Division 7 runs their race and No Problem Raceway Division 4 runs their race. So enjoy that. Enjoy that. Whoever wins Division 2 this weekend in Orlando. All right, guys. That's it for me. If I forgot anything, just comment and we'll talk about it throughout the week. Stay off the forums. Try to stay positive. Don't be negative. Don't fall into those traps. And let's have a good racing season, all right? Good luck. Take care. God bless.